Interstellar's robots don't look human, but they might be some of the most realistic robots in science fiction. The robots we're used to seeing in movies usually look like us. Humanoid faces, arms, and legs make them feel familiar. But the robots in Interstellar do the opposite. They don't look human, but somehow they feel more realistic than almost any other robot we've seen on screen. In this video, I'll use Interstellar as a case study to show you why functional, non-humanoid robots can sometimes make more sense in the real world than the human-like designs we're used to seeing. Because once you focus on function rather than form, robots start to look a lot less human and a lot more practical. In the movie Interstellar, there are two main robots you see throughout the story, named TARS and CASE. Both are former US Marine Corps tactical robots, originally built for military use and later repurposed by NASA for off-world missions. That military background helps explain their unique design. They have a relatively simple shape, which makes them more general purpose than a humanoid robot, and more useful in unfamiliar or dangerous situations. And the filmmakers were intentional about this.
I always referred to TARS and CASE as articulated machines rather than robots. To me, the idea of a robot is a machine that's impersonating a human being. These are purely machines.
Robots like TARS and CASE weren't built for a specific task. They were designed to be general-purpose machines that could step into a variety of roles to help their human counterparts. The idea was they could help you if you needed someone to scout out a rocky hillside or investigate a damaged nuclear reactor that humans couldn't access. Or they could still be useful if you just wanted someone to move equipment from one spot to another. Our bodies are better at certain fine motor control tasks, but we're specialized. Interstellar's robots sacrifice that human dexterity in exchange for adaptability and durability. They're built for conditions that humans are naturally not the best at, like operating in unstable terrain, enduring harsh environments, and still being able to function after taking damage. Humanoid bodies aren't worse, but we've adapted to living in human environments. The robots of Interstellar are built for everything else. TARS and CASE have a cube-like, monolithic shape, and can switch between several configurations depending on the situation. They're built of 4 main pillars, each of which can unfold to reveal smaller appendages used for grabbing, carrying, or stabilizing themselves. That same 4-pillar design allows for several types of movement, from a standard walk to a much faster rolling motion where the robot turns itself into a sort of wheel.
My inspiration was it should be a very, very functional piece of equipment. It should be, like a light stand or a tripod or something. It should just be a thing. It shouldn't be something that the designers have in any way attempted to make look like something, let alone a person. So it's just a big block. And the block is divided into smaller blocks, it's subdivided into smaller blocks, all with the same proportions as the original block.
So instead of copying the human body, TARS and CASE reflect the most important aspects of a general-purpose machine: balance, simplicity, and reliability. And we already have plenty of examples of generalized robots not built for human spaces. It's not something limited to science fiction. In the real world, many robots built for military, industrial, and disaster response roles follow the same idea: function first, adaptability second, and appearance last.
So we started with the idea that these robots would have been developed in a time of war. They're literally military surplus. They've just been abandoned.
We made them ex-military because you're looking for a reason for there to be robots. No one's going to build a robot just for the hell of it. But then in a design sense, that leads you towards something that's extremely strong and impregnable and blast resistant.
A good example is the droid NW-40, a military robot designed for reconnaissance and hazardous operations. It was built by DevDroid for the Ukrainian conflict, and it looks more like a miniature tank than a human. And just like TARS and CASE, it's built to be useful, with a focus on those same fundamentals of stability and survivability. This pattern shows up over and over. Robots designed for human environments tend to be humanoid. But look at search and rescue robots, and you'll find a wide variety of different machines, all built in strange and unfamiliar but seemingly simple ways. So when robots are expected to work in dangerous places, a humanoid form becomes less of an advantage and more of a constraint. Another factor to consider is the uncanny valley. The closer a robot tries to look like humans, the more we expect it to behave like one. And when that fails, the illusion breaks. Robots like TARS and CASE completely avoid that problem. They don't pretend to be human, so we judge them by what they can do, not how closely they imitate us. That's also probably part of why they don't come off as creepy or secretly evil like most sci-fi robots. So are robots like this actually achievable? In many ways, they already are. The design philosophy behind Interstellar's robots, general-purpose, non-humanoid machines built for unfamiliar environments, is already how many real robots are developed today. And as robotics continue to move outside factories and into the real world, we may find that the most useful robots aren't the ones that look like us, but the ones that don't try to at all. So do you think robots like this are part of our future?